Surprise, surprise. A little Friday live. What's good with y'all, man? What's popping in these streets? It's your boy Rashad and Dave. We here. We here. We gonna
We
give
in
y'all a
here.
little something. Give y'all a little something on a Friday. A little Friday evening to
A,
celebrate the weekend.
a Friday Memorial Day weekend.
Facts. 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 So yeah, man, we decided to come up here real quick. We probably gonna hang out for about an hour or so. Decided to come up here and talk Panthers Confidential. Give some top takeaways from that joint. Ooh, wait, blur it for a second. Give a couple takeaways from that joint. And since I'm rolling out, I'm going out of town. And will not be here on Monday. And I don't plan on dropping a lot of content. Maybe a couple OTA videos. Don't plan on doing a whole ton next week. I'm planning to disconnect. So I just want to give y'all one last live before I decided to disconnect for a little bit. So that being said, Dave, let's get in. Well, you got anything to say about that, Dave?
Yeah, so even though Rashad's not going to be here on Monday, I will be. So we will be having a show on Monday. And initially, my thought was a focus on the confidential, but then I decided, we should go ahead and let things go, and we'll sorry about that, guys. My whole computer went haywire right there. The original plan was for me to talk about the confidential, but now I decided, you know what? I don't want to do that. I'll focus on do Q&A with you guys and any other news that we can go over. And I want to talk about the confidential with Rashad so we can get this thing popping.
Yeah. All right. So on that being said, let's go ahead and jump into Panthers Confidential. We're going to talk about it. Very, very good production. A lot of good insight given by the Panthers social team. Super great, super good stuff, man. And it was dope. It was dope, man. Go ahead.
The thing is, man, the Panthers Confidential is real dope. It's got like you make them wonder whether or not they ever want to do Hard Knocks, because you don't really need to do Hard Knocks.
Exactly. It's like they did their own Hard Knocks.
They're doing it on their own. Like, I don't know. I wonder what the NFL feels about like these other. I don't know if the Panthers are the only team doing something like this. Maybe there might be other teams in the league doing something like this. But I'm curious to see what the NFL thinks about it. What does HBO think about it? Because I think like these Panther Confidentials joints are dope, man.
They are dope. They're really good. They're really good. I enjoyed it. It was super dope. And there's a lot of nuggets to take away from it, man. I was sitting there watching that joint. The first minute they just give you all. I mean, they just went right to it, bro. And I was like, man, they really giving it to us. Pause. So I was like, yo, man, this is crazy. So I guess we can go ahead and start with that, Dave. We can talk about, those trade offers because, listen, a lot of trade back truthers out there was saying, hey, we should trade back. Yeah, I tried to tell y'all.
But it was also about what you get for the trade back, right?
Bingo.
I never was about trading back at all costs. I wanted the first back we were going to be trading back. But, it's just, I think but you got to see them actually taking these calls and seeing why they took so long to do the pick. That was the dope part of it for me.
No, not only that, you got to see the actual offer. Like, they actually told the offer that the Vikings gave them. I think it was like a third and a fourth or something. Like it was
90 and 43.
Extremely low. Capital. I'm like, like what's good? And so they didn't want to come off of an additional first for next year, which is what I tried to tell y'all. I sat up here and told everybody that we're not going to get what you want from a trade. It's not going to, especially if all the quarterbacks are gone. I mean, all of them were not gone, obviously. Justin Fields was still there. Mac Jones was still there at the time. But nobody wanted one of those guys that high. So nobody was willing to come up to make that happen. And so we didn't have any offers to go from. There was no good offers. And Dave, we spoke to hella teams, which is to your point, as to why they took so long, because they took an offer from the Vikings. They spoke to the Broncos. They spoke to the Giants. They spoke to the Eagles. They spoke to the Chiefs. They spoke to the Patriots, and they spoke to the Raiders. All those teams were trying to, had a little conversation with them. None of them were that serious about moving up. And so at the end of the day, we couldn't. It takes two to tango. And you have to get some capital back. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. before we even got to the draft, and that we didn't. Obviously, we didn't like what we saw, so it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. I mean, and the next thing we got to see was them actually go over their actual board, which was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy.
You know what going over that board showed me?
What's that?
That I was right. Fields wasn't near that joint, man.
Well, that's debatable. Debatable.
Yeah, but the thing is, because I know we were in the Discord, and shout out to the Discord, shout out to the chat cats, shout out to the OGs. But he was at the bottom of that erasure of a list. They would have to take a lot.
So just to kind of uncover what's going on, right? So if you look at that list, and I have it, let me share my screen because I have it up because I knew we were going to get to this. So if you're looking and this is what we're talking about. This is the list. So it's blurry because it did happen really quick. But if you look at the list, and before Matt went before we got into it, he broke it down and he told us they kind of walked through it and did the same thing we do. We did the same thing. The Jags are going to take this. The Jets are going to take this. He walked through it, and what was left was Penei Sewell. If he was there, they were going to take Penei Sewell. And obviously, the Lions took him, but he was the top guy on the board. So he was the guy, which he should have been. That's obvious. That was everybody's top guy. He should have been there. So, again, Penei Sewell was the top guy. Next up was J.C. Horn. Next up was Patrick Surtain. Then after that, it was Waddle, and Waddle had already been taken by Miami. Then next up was Devonta Smith. Then if you look on this board here, there's somebody there that's erased.
There's two players there.
Yeah, but no, hold on. There's somebody that's there that is erased. I don't know who that is. It looks like it's erased. And then it appears it's blurry, but it appears that it is Justin Fields. It appears a lot. And then you can see right there, Bill Voth has also commented that he wasn't the only first round prospect whose last name begins with the F, and it was probably Farley. Yeah. So Farley could have been, but that looks to me, and I can't see it.
We were debating it in the chat. It's between it could be Farley.
It looks a lot like an FIE. That's what it looks like to me. But it could also be Farley.
It could be a FA.
It could be.
And a large R.
It could be. One in a possible, Dave. We don't know. But
the bottom line is, it goes back to my point. Like, Fields he was an option at 8, but you're talking about all those players being off the board by then, and that wasn't happening.
That wasn't happening. You're right.
The only way we would have gotten Fields is we would have traded back. Ironically enough, traded back, and he was still sitting there, and all the other guys weren't.
Yeah.
And it could have been, right? Because he didn't go till 15. Chicago had to trade up to go get him.
Yep.
So the irony of that, we all been thinking all this time we had to get Fields at 8. And we could have, the best chance of us getting Fields was trading back.
Trade back. Yeah, for sure. That's absolutely right. But so it didn't happen. The trade, we didn't trade up. We didn't trade back. We still where we were. And we literally, according to their board, took best player available. Penei Sewell was gone. J.C. Horn was next. And we took J.C. Horn. So it makes 100% sense that we took him. I'm cool with it. Only time will tell if that was the right decision. And I think J.C. Horn is going to be a dog. He looks really good in OTAs, albeit in shorts and T-shirt. But it looks good, and we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. But at the end of the day, it was very, very interesting to see, 1, the trade offers, and 2, the actual board. We actually got a live look. We got to see them simulate the actual draft, and they did it just like we did. I mean, just like going through a mock draft. They played it out just like we would. And so it was cool to see that. Very cool to see that. So any more comments on those 2 particular topics, Dave?
Look, man, it's a good thing we talked today because I was ready to lay it on the chat because everybody thought I was crazy when I said Fields wasn't going to be there. It was an option at 8.
It's true.
Everybody thought I was crazy. And I said, nah, if Sewell's there, that's the pick. Otherwise, we're taking a corner. Like, it was just a matter of which corner they prefer, whether it's going to be Horn or Surtain. And and they would have took either one. If Horn wasn't there, they would have took Surtain at 8. And then I think some people might feel some type of way about that, but. And then I think the crazy part is the fact that they had a couple wide receivers after that.
Yeah. Which
that was.
I dropped a video about the potential rumors around Robbie yesterday, and they tried to kill me, Dave.
But that's what they do. That's what they do. And it's funny considering the week that I've had, man. One thing that I always I've learned doing this thing. You don't always want to be right.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the thing is, sometimes being right is typically not the result that you want.
Exactly.
And sometimes
you're absolutely right.
And then and when you make an opinion about something and nobody agrees with you, and then you're right, you're not getting the credit. Never getting the credit. Nobody's gonna give me the credit. They're gonna say it's fake Dave, and it's fine. I got receipts. That's all I need.
Receipts are key. We got plenty of video footage to back up what you're saying, Dave. That's funny. Shout out to Brandon. First of all, shout out to Brandon for the super chat, and shout out to Brandon's wife. Shout out to Brandon's wife, man. That's funny.
Shout out to Manscaped, man.
Hey, man, you got to get you one. I think she'll thank you too after that. If you feel me, if you feel what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. So, yeah. So listen, and we're gonna talk about your super chat too, because I think that's very interesting too. But again, Dave is right talking about the wide receivers.
But here's another discussion that we didn't bring up. Slater was not on that list.
Unless he was the guy that was
that was erased.
And I can't tell who that. I'm not even gonna speculate, but it appears that yes, Slater was not on that list. But he went to the Chargers, and I guarantee you he's gonna ball out. And then I'm gonna be the one saying, "I told you so," while we sitting back with no left tackle. So hey, you can be right about that. Again, that's one of those things about, hey, you're right, but the results. You know, it may pan out a little bit different when I'm the one that's right about Slater, because I think he's going to ball. So that's just me. You know, it is what it is. Because, great segue. The next takeaway was that, dog, they had a second round guard grade on Brady Christensen, third round tackle grade on him, which is very interesting. Very interesting, Dave. I don't know how to take that one. Like,
I know exactly how to take that one. They got him for good value.
Depending where you play him.
If you play him at guard, you got him at outstanding value. If you play him at left tackle, you got him at value.
Dave, how many guards does it take to protect the quarterback? Yeah, okay. So I'm cool with the depth. Depth is awesome. But Dave, we signed Pat Eflin. We signed John Miller.
What makes you think Pat Eflin's going to win the job?
He may not win it. He may be a depth play, but he's not expensive depth. But yeah. I think it's, just to be fair, his contract is not ridiculous. It's a big contract considering his production, but it's not a terrible contract by any means. It's just that it's going to be not an expensive backup, but you're paying this dude. You would at least expect to see him on the field. But we signed Eflin, we signed John Miller. You drafted, got a second round grade on Christensen. You got Deontay Brown, which you can't really expect to land him in the 6th round. You can't at that point, you're playing with house money. You can't.
Even in the video, that was like, well, if Deontay's sitting there, we got to take him. Because it was getting ridiculous at that point.
Yeah, you got to take him. So you got Deontay Brown. You got David Moore, who is potentially, he could play guard. He could play center too. But you got a lot of guards out there. You got a lot of guys. So, what we need is a left tackle. And you had the best left tackle at the top of your board. I'm wondering why. This is my question when I think about this. If you got a 3rd round tackle grade on him and a 2nd round guard grade on him, and you had Penei Sewell as the top overall guy, and you're saying he's your top overall guy because he's a left tackle, and we need a left tackle, how come tackle? To me, I think your board would be a little skewed towards the tackle position, right? You're going to value tackles a little bit more, and we didn't take one. You got him in the 3rd, but it looks like they got him because of the value at guard. Go ahead, my friend.
No, but they got him that he was a value at guard, and he was the right cost at tackle. Like, it wasn't a reach for him, is my point, right?
True.
And
Yes.
then if he ends up being a guard, it was a steal from that standpoint. So like you got good value overall for that player. But when you talk about their board, you can argue, like we're talking about the whole rumor mill about Robbie Anderson. For those who haven't checked out the video, you should check out what Rashad did about the Robbie Anderson trade rumors. But when you start thinking about the fact that they had that many wide receivers on the board, that tells you that it's about BPA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
So
but
maybe
Dave,
you don't.
but my point is Dave, real quick, BPA can be skewed
Sure.
based on your need too. Like
Sure.
you can elevate, you can evaluate a player a little bit better, a little bit higher because you have a need.
Or if you got somebody that's close, then
Right.
your need is going to override it. But
Exactly.
I think that's where we're at here, right? Because you could question, all right, why didn't we take a guy? Why didn't we take the tackle in the second? I mean, in the second round, because they had Terrence Marshall sitting there.
I agree there. I agree there because Terrence Marshall is a first. That's different. I agree with. It's not different. It's not different. But I agree with that pick because you got a first round guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for in the late second round. So I get that. I'm not mad at that. And again, I'm not trying to devalue what they did, but you have a serious question mark to this day, right now, that you have not fixed the left tackle.
Well, we got other question marks too that we didn't try to fix either, like safety. So, like, I mean,
I think left tackle is a bit more valuable than safety.
I don't disagree with you.
I need to get that fixed.
No, I don't disagree with you. I just think that, when you're in the draft, you're going to go with what's on your board. And if you had the opportunity to get a first round grade in the second, then you're not going to take them. So now you're sitting in the third round, and now here you go. You got a guy that can play left tackle and guard.
Because think about this too, Dave. Think about this, and this is another point that we're all looking at the result. We're all looking at the end result. Oh, we landed Terrace Marshall, but we traded back a couple times, right? There were guys there that we could have taken, and it would have solved our problem. And we got lucky and traded back.
But then it goes back, like we got the transparency in the board with the top 10. We didn't necessarily get the transparency of the board after that, right?
Right.
So we don't have any idea how they felt about the other left tackle.
True. Good point.
Because the fact that there's speculation that Slater wasn't on there, that says a lot. That tells you that they probably didn't think the left tackle position, they didn't have too many pure left tackles in the draft as we think they did.
They didn't. I don't think they viewed him as a pure left tackle.
Yeah.
The Chargers obviously did.
Yes. So from that standpoint, that tells you a lot, right? Because now okay, Slater wasn't even thought about at 8. And a bunch of other folks wasn't even thought about at 8. We had an opportunity to get a first-round wide receiver in the second round. We could have fixed the left tackle position. We said, nah, getting this wide receiver is more important. Then you go into the third round. You could question whether or not they wanted to trade back, but then you might say, well, for them to trade back, what if they would have took something that wasn't left tackle with the pick that they had? And then we would have been killing them then too. Because there's another piece that we keep forgetting about is the fact that we traded for Sam Darnold. And they were trying to get the draft capital back. That was part of the mission too. They won't, and they even said it.
It's true.
So it was about getting their draft capital back for the Sam Darnold trade as well. So when you take everything into account, I think we did well considering that.
No, I'm not arguing with the end result. The end result is great. But again, we got lucky. Okay, let's keep it a buck. We got lucky with a couple of guys falling. One being Terrace Marshall. We got lucky there. That dude should not have fell. He should not have fell that far.
Luck or fate, right? Because if he didn't fall that far, we might be looking at a left tackle in the second round, and it might have been Brady Christensen. Then y'all would have really lost your shit. Then it would have been good value at guard, overreach at tackle.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Based on the fact that if he was the third round left tackle, second round guard, reach at tackle, right, just about right at guard. But it's a low reach at tackle because you're talking at the bottom of the second. Right.
Here you go. So Anthony has a we've been saying this, right? We've been seeing this. His name is Moten, not Moron. He's not a moron, please. His name is Taylor Moten.
But I'm gonna give him a bit of an out because the R.
I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you, bro. I'm messing with him. So he's saying he's moving over to left tackle, and we've seen this. Now I need to see it with my own two eyes before I go down this path. Because if that's the case, then the plan may work out. But you may also open up an issue at right tackle and we talked about this last week on our live show, is that yes, you may fix one side, but you may open up a hole at another by moving him around. Maybe the right tackle is a little bit easier to fix than the left tackle.
It is.
Maybe
Obviously.
we'll see. We've got to see. We got to see. I don't know that. I don't know about that.
Unless Sam Darnold's a left-handed quarterback, it absolutely is. You got to protect his blind side, bro.
I may open up the phone lines and take a live call. Give us 10 more minutes to get through the content. Then I'll open up the phone lines and let y'all call in. So and we'll see if it works. I haven't taken any live calls via Google Voice. We'll see how it works, and we'll wing it. But give us until 4:30, and then we'll open the lines up and let us get through the rest of this content real quick, and we'll go from there. But I do like this idea. Again, Moulton has played left tackle before, and he was That's why he's back at right tackle, okay? Let's be clear about it. Now, did he get a full shot? Probably not. And he probably has learned a lot more since then. We have a good O-line coach now, and I think he can probably do so now. He's a little bit more experienced. He knows the game a little bit better. Maybe he's going to be better at the second chance. But the first go-around, it was a little shaky, okay? Let's just being honest. Just being honest. That's why he's a right tackle, okay? So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. But if this happens, then the plan's going to work out gorgeous. And if that, I have no problem with that. Mm-hmm. I have no problem with this at all. Zero problems with moving Moulton to left tackle and then having somebody play a right tackle. But again, I'm still nervous about the right tackle because Trent Scott, who I like, I don't know that he's going to be the guy that I'm just going to pay at left, plug him and play him at left tackle and be a long-term solution at right tackle, and be a long-term solution there. I don't know.
But then it gets to the debate about Christensen.
Right. Because they do say he has 4 position flexibility. Right tackle, right guard, left tackle. They're saying he can play all 4. But again, and here's the thing, Dave. And I get, on one hand, I get the position flexibility thing. But I want a guy that can play, bro. Give me a guy that can play the position. Stick him there in the discussion. Like, I get it. I get the position flexibility thing. But at some point, you can have too many guys that are master at nones. Sometimes you need a master, B. And you got to get a master. And I need a master at left tackle.
But sometimes if you have a master and that master gets hurt, you have nobody.
I agree. And that's why I say I get it to an extent. But right now, Dave, you have no masters. You have a bunch of just dudes that
we got. Wait, what are you talking about, bro? We got a master. They paid for a master. Cam Irvin.
See what I'm saying?
I'm joking, dude. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
No, I'm just saying.
I might be praying for Sam Darnold if Cam Irvin starting at left tackle. I'm gonna be praying for the guy.
So
y'all gonna blame the left tackle and not Sam Darnold when he plays bad if that happens.
Exactly. You see how that works? Scapegoat. Seen it come and go, bro. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So, Dave, real quick, do you have any other takeaways from Panthers Confidential? I got one more, but I'm gonna let you go if you got one.
I thought it was dope to see the Thomas Fletcher call from Thomas's perspective.
That was dope how they merged it. Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
That was dope.
That was dope.
I wish they would have gotten to the more. This is the only gripe I have. I wish they it was so focused on the first couple picks that the other ones were like, all right, these guys, that guy.
It's a great point, Dave. Great point. Great segue into my last observation. Mm-hmm. Because there was one guy that was there every single day, and his name was David Tepper, sir. This man was there every day to pick one all the way to the end. Go ahead.
But Federer offered him something for his notes and the picks. And Tepper was like, nah, man, I don't want to mess up your mojo. Do your thing.
He said that. That's okay. He said that. But when push came to shove, Tepper was all in the videos. Dancing. He was there. He was there. But and listen, I'm not saying that Tepper. I'm not going to do is call him. I'm not saying that he had any influence over any of the picks. That's not because I have no evidence of that. But I just find it interesting that he's there. And maybe it's just cool because if it was me, if I own the team, I would want to know too. Like I would want to be there from information just to see how the process works, to see how my guys that I hired are working together. So I'm not looking at it as a negative. That's not what I'm saying. But I just found it interesting how he was there from pick 1 all the way through the 7th round, and he was there for me, I'd have been like, all right, I seen y'all work on the 1st round. I seen y'all work on day 2. I'm gonna let y'all have day 3. Y'all got it. You know what I'm saying? So. That's just me though. That's just me.
I'm dying at the dancing, all in the video.
All in the video, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But don't take that for a bad. I'm just saying it's interesting that it was there. You know what I'm saying? He was there every single day, and it was cool. I mean, it was good to see. And one last takeaway I got. I got one more popped in my head.
Go ahead. Let's take the comment down though. Let's take the comment.
Oh,
down.
My fault.
Take the comment down.
My fault.
I do want to hang out with Phil Snow. Phil Snow is the type of dude I have a couple of drinks.
So one other thing that I find interesting is that how cool and calm was Scott Fitterer, bro? The whole time, this dude, he looked like he had been there before. And I mean, I know he's been there in a certain capacity, but as a GM, bro, he looked so calm, he looked so cool. I thought that was dope, man. I thought that was dope.
Oh yeah, I agree. Fit was out there chilling, saying no deal. We need this, need that. Right. He's like, that's what's up. When Tepper talked about the negative points, that was hilarious though. No negative points. Tell them don't call. That was hilarious. That might have been the only time that we wanted to see Tepper.
He pulled his owner card out there. And it's like, yo, come on, yo. But all right, Dave. You want to go ahead and let's open up these phone lines real quick. Let me see if I can get this to work. So the phones, the number is there. Give me 1 second so I can open it up. I gotta share my screen real quick so I can get the audio in. Give me 2 seconds before you call. Don't call in yet. Give me 2 seconds. All right, I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna drop this. All right, just so y'all have that little visual. And then I'm going to. All right. So I see a voicemail here. Hold on. All right. So now you may call in. Let me see if I can get this thing going. Call in. Let me see what you got. Let me open up Google Voice. Hold on real quick. Hold on 1 second. Y'all might be calling in. Give me 1 second. All right. Now y'all can call in for real. I got Google Voice open. Go ahead and call in. I'm gonna try to answer these joints live. There we go. All right, I got one right here. Yo, you hear that, Dave?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Here we go.
KB,
the man.
To accept, press 1.
I'm gonna accept that from my dude, 2. KB. I'm gonna accept that. Some of y'all might get declined, but it's all right. KB, what's good, brother?
Yo, what's good, boys?
What's poppin', man? You was dying. Man. You was dying to call in. Now you with us.
Yeah.
What you got, bro?
Yo, bro. All right, let's get to it, man. All right. So what I really took away from the Camp Confidential, right? When they were discussing, and I haven't heard a lot of other Panther people talk about this yet, but y'all done a great job. When they were discussing right before we made the pick for Terrence Marshall, they said that they had Terrence Marshall as their 5th highest rated guy, and then they were talking about Christensen right there in the same mix. So when they were working out a trade, after we had traded down twice already, they were willing to trade down again, bro. That's what a lot of people haven't really talked about, is that they were working out another trade, a 3rd trade in the 2nd round, I believe, to move down, correct me if I'm wrong, unless they're talking about moving up. But it sounded like they were willing to trade down again. And what they were talking about, okay, if they say that we're good and we'll do the trade, then we take Christensen. So they're talking about taking Christensen before Terrence Marshall. Then they said, well, if we're not sure, we don't know if we want to do the trade, then we take Terrence Marshall, their 5th highest rated guy. They'll get Christensen after that. So to me, what that tells me is they're willing to take Christensen in the 2nd round. And the fact that he has a 2nd round grade on him at guard means that they view him more as a guard. Now, it's great that he has a positional flexibility, but I think they actually do view him as a guard. And if that's true, second, third order effects here, that means they, other than Sewell, they really did not value tackle as a priority in this draft. Which
bingo. And that's what you said it better than me, but that's exactly what I was trying to convey. That was my point. That was my point. That was my exact point. Go ahead. My bad. I didn't even cut you off, but that was a good point.
No, you're good, dude.
That was a good point.
I mean, that's basically the point I was trying to make, is that they really, other than Sewell, they said, unless we're getting a franchise tackle on the left side, we do not need to value that position. We're going to fill in other holes on the offense and defense, and particularly the lines in general. And we can get another tackle. They're probably betting on getting another tackle when the second wave of free agency hits during training camps and stuff like that. I mean, they do have Irving. We do have Little. We do have, Dennis Daly and Moten that we could flip over there to left tackle. So we have options. So in their minds, I'm guessing that they probably don't view left tackle right now as a necessity to get in the draft. Like, we don't need that franchise guy now when we have so many options to explore, contracts about to expire. They're probably thinking it's better served that we fill in other spots on the team that are crucial and have greater needs. And guard is certainly one of them. And I think, man, damn, did they go heavy on guard.
Yeah, there's a lot of guards. And I agree with your point. I don't think we're valuing left tackle. And you say we got a lot of options. I say we got a lot of bad options. Like, we don't have we don't have like any good, like, all right,
but the thing is,
this is the guy. The real zero chill, I do. And I've been saying, go back, way back when the season ended. I said that Trent Scott is going to be our left tackle. I've been saying this for a long time. I agree with this sentiment. He played okay. Again, he is just, I think he's abandoned. He's not going to be
but here's the thing.
left tackle. Go ahead, Dave.
But here's the thing. Will okay be enough?
No, it's not.
Stop. No, wait. Hear me out. Could okay be enough?
Hear Dave. I don't know what Dave's saying, but you might have to relay for me.
He's saying
will okay be enough?
Will okay be enough?
Because that's my thing. Let me finish up. That's my thing, right? So
well, obviously, okay is enough for you to win games, maybe not a Super Bowl. Because look at the Kansas City Chiefs; they had okay tackle play.
No.
Okay. Hold on, Davis. Go ahead.
No,
go ahead,
man,
Dave.
I don't agree with that. The Chiefs didn't have okay tackle play. They were playing the damn backups. They had abysmal tackle play.
Dave is saying they were playing backups, but yeah, you're right. They didn't have quality depth. But even then, Dave, they had okay, but they also had elite quarterback play, something we don't have.
They also had weapons, and they've
got the ultimate weapon in Patrick Mahomes. He makes everything go. Bottom line, he makes everything go. So they got that. We don't got that.
We don't have that. Even though our fan base some people in our fan base.
No, Dave, we don't got that. I'm telling you, we don't have that. There's no debate.
But my point is that if we have an okay left tackle and everything else is playing at a high level, the line will be fine. It won't be what we want, but we fixed so many other things. Like, we fixed our cornerback problem on one side of the damn ball. We got some improvement on the defensive line. We got another receiver because we're going to need one now since it looks like Robbie might be out of here.
Well, don't say that, Dave. Don't say that. We don't know that yet. We don't know that.
Dave was funny. Oh, we didn't talk about
Dave was saying that Robbie Anderson might be up out of here.
But the other
maybe, yeah.
We don't know for sure. We don't know for sure, but it's been out there. It's floating. All right, give me 1 second. I'm trying to fix this audio. But go ahead, Dave.
So my big thing right now is that the other thing I was interested in the doc was the fact that Robbie Anderson was talking about his Jets days and the timing of when that came in. That was interesting.
He did, yeah. He mentioned his Jets days, and he did come in and say, "Oh, this is when the 92-yard, But I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, it's just interesting. That's all.
It is interesting. But KB, you got anything else, bro?
Yeah, real quick. I do want to say this though. A lot of people are because of what happened in the draft. A lot of people are saying that this coaching staff doesn't value a left tackle. They don't value it, man. We're screwing ourselves. Well, let's think about it like this though. They did have Sewell number 1 on the board. They absolutely wanted a franchise left tackle. Let's not get it twisted. You got to think these are very analytical guys. These guys, they're coming from like a business mindset of return on investment. We have a lot of options at tackle. Granted, maybe they're not great options, and there's still a whole nother wave of free agency to go. But what I think is that this coaching staff and this organization does value a left tackle, but they only value a franchise left tackle. They don't want any more Greg Littles. They don't want any more Trent Scott. I think they want their franchise guy. I think they're going to probably work hard to get it in the rest of this offseason or the next year's draft. But in their minds, they're like, there's no point in making massive trades, and basically you'd be sacrificing a lot of the picks we would have gotten this draft to get one guy. And what they value more is more bodies filling more spots across the team. And if franchise left tackle is the only spot missing on your team when it's all said and done, then we're in a much better situation than if it was reversed.
Let me push back a little bit on that, because franchise left tackles, just like franchise quarterbacks, you don't intend to draft very high in the draft every year, right? So if you were sitting at 8, you may, depending on your board, could have had one. I know Penei Sewell was their top guy, and they picked BPA. It is what it is. But I don't see us picking in the top 10, top 15, ideally, anytime soon, right? So you don't know if that guy's going to fall to you again. Now, that does not prevent them from trying to get one in free agency. But again, just like quarterbacks, franchise left tackles do not hit the market. Good ones are not going to hit the open market. They just don't. It rarely happens. You have to get one in the draft. And we just, again, have once again neglected to get one, in my opinion, when I thought we could have had one a couple of times, and especially in the second round. Again, I'm not arguing the result. The results are good. I like the players we have. But at the same time, we're going to be looking for this left tackle for a long time unless we decide to fix it and actually put some effort into getting a left tackle. Even if it's somebody you don't like, at the end of the day, you got to trust your coaching too. Can you coach a guy up? Again, I'm not arguing with the draft results because I love this. This draft is really good. I'm not arguing with it at all. But at the end of the day, we got to get a left tackle. And the answer to me, maybe they went into this thinking Trent Scott or whoever it is, we're going to give him one more shot. If they don't figure it out, then we're going to try to draft one next year. But like I said, you don't intend to pick in the top 15 every year, right? You want to be picking in the 20s. That's ideally where you want to pick. Can you get a franchise left tackle in the 20s? Maybe you can get one, but I don't know. So that's just my pushback on that. That's just my pushback on that.
No, I hear you. No, I hear you. Yeah, I somewhat agree with you at the same time. I definitely like how purposeful and committed and disciplined this staff was in this draft. I mean, they really had, they'd done their evaluations. They had their guys, but they had so many guys in the second, third, fourth, fifth rounds that they valued greater than a lot of the guys in the first round. And I love the trade backs. I love how it all worked out. But man, that Camp Confidential definitely opened up some eyes to, man, this coaching staff is being very deliberate and they're working together. And I thought it was great stuff. All right, I'll get off, man, so you can get somebody else on.
All right, sounds good, man. Thanks for the call, KB.
Appreciate it.
All right. Hey, the phone line is now open. If you want to call in, let's make it happen. We're going to hang out for another 20 minutes. But Dave, since KB couldn't hear you, do you have any thoughts now that he can't hear you?
No, man, I'm with what I agree with most of what he said. It's just, for me, it's just I agree with him to a point that maybe left tackle, like we only want a franchise guy. If ain't a franchise guy, we'll just roll what we got. I mean, a lot of folks probably, when we drafted Greg Little, a lot of folks thought that he was going to be our franchise guy. When we drafted Jeff Ota, a lot of folks thought that he was going to be our franchise guy. But the truth of the matter is, we've only had one franchise guy type left tackle, and that's Jordan Gross. And it shows you how hard it is to get one.
Where was he drafted, Dave?
First round, 8th pick, right? Or was it 14th?
That's my point.
Oh, it was 8th
pick, Dave.
Pick. But he wasn't there, dude. Like, what do you want to do? Sewell would have been the pick if he was there.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Like, my point is that just like left tackle, franchise tackles, left tackles specifically, are just like franchise quarterbacks. You take them high, and they don't hit the open market. Oftentimes they do. Sometimes they do. In very rare cases, and when they do, you got to be able to run them that money, like big time.
Mm-hmm.
They get locked up for a reason, bro, and they get paid a lot of money for a reason. That's why you have to be. And again, maybe that's just a position they don't want to spend money on. It is what it is. That's just something we got to live with, and I think that's that type of mindset, especially when you don't value the offensive line, it's not going to get us very far. We've already seen it. We've seen this game. We've seen this with previous regimes. You have to put some effort into the offensive line. Now, I will say this: we probably got some of the deepest. Our guard depth is probably the deepest it's ever been.
We're gonna start 5 guards. If they all
pan out,
we're gonna start 5 guards.
You can't do that. I wish we could.
Put Deontay Brown at left tackle and just have him be a block.
Maybe we start 5 guards and just run the ball 100% of the time. Maybe we can do that. Maybe we can just line up enough guys just to push the line forward. Maybe that's the plan. But you got it. That left tackle is so important, bro, and you need one. The number's still there. 704-759-6562.
Shout out to Big Low Country, bro.
Big Low, what's good, bro? Hey, we linking up when I get back. We're linking up when I get back, bro. But yeah, man. So phone line is open. If you want to call in, have at it. We don't open the phone lines up very often, so you better take advantage. Call in. We'll have a quick conversation with you. We're gonna probably end this thing about 5. But yeah, man. Camp Confidential Panther Confidential was super dope. Those are my only real takeaways.
So don't be surprised if we picked in the top 15 again next year. If we pick in the top 10 again next year, I don't think Rule's going to be the coach next year.
Dave has been maintaining that for a long time.
I'm telling you. Top 15, like if he's 15th, that might be 7. It might be 8, 9, and 8. That might be 15th. He might survive that. But if we're sitting in the top 10, that means he only won 4, 5, 6 games. He ain't surviving that.
And listen, again, we got to see the plan. We got to see who's going to be starting left tackle, because maybe the only obvious thing to me is that maybe Moulton is going to be left tackle. And we talked about this earlier. But if Moulton is the left tackle, then maybe that's part of the plan. And we got to see it pan out. I'm cool with that if that's the case. I love that. Maybe I just don't know the plan. And that's not privy. I'm not privy to that information, of course. I'm just a fan. But at the end of the day, to me, from a layman, from a regular fan, it appears as if the left tackle position is being neglected. Maybe they slide over Moulton, and maybe they try something else at right. But I think you're just kind of moving. You're just pushing around dirt at this point. You're not really sweeping up anything.
But I wonder if it's a debate. Is a debate? I think there's a better debate we need to have. A better way of putting it. Do you think the offensive line's being neglected? Or do you think, or maybe there's a different way they might be thinking it. Like, we're thinking of it as from, all right, they're neglecting the left tackle position. They might be thinking of it as, well, we're not really neglecting the offensive line that much if we only got one need at one position need. Versus, I can very well say that they've neglected the safety position a lot. And you can define the importance.
Again, position value. Yeah, position value. They ain't the same. That's apples and oranges.
Yeah, but the safety position is in a much dire strait than the offensive line is.
Not the left tackle position.
But you're naming one piece.
That's the most important piece.
Agreed. But, I mean, they're sitting in a good spot at center. We're going to be fine at the guard spot. We got an all-pro right tackle.
But they got an all-pro right tackle that they may move to left tackle. And is he going to be all-pro left tackle?
No.
That's my point, man. We moving dirt at that point. We just sweeping around dirt. That's why I say just fix the problem, bro. Just get a left tackle in here, bro. You got to fix that offensive line. We see, and I feel bad for Matt Rule, and I feel bad for Scott Fitter and them, because they don't know what we've been dealing with. Like, they don't know as a fan base what we've dealt with from an offensive line perspective. They don't have that history that we've dealt with. So it's frustrating on our side, but they don't really know that.
But the thing is, man, we had Jordan Gross for a decade and we complained about the offensive line. And it wasn't because of Gross, it was because of everybody around him.
It ain't. I don't think it's been the same. I think it's, again, if you look at it, I think the offensive line when Khalil was there, the offensive line when Gross was there, that's not even, we're not even the same tax bracket. That's not even the same. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. When Gross retired, things got they got way bad. Okay, it's not even.
Well, yeah, man, we're out here trying out Byron Bell, like
and Chris Clark, and moving dudes that was defensive lineman to left tackle, bro. And listen, they don't have that. Again, I feel bad for them because we're putting a lot of pressure on them from a fan base to fix that, and they don't have any concept of that history. And maybe they looked at it. I'm not going to give them enough credit to think that they've gone that far back in history, but we've dealt with that. We've dealt with that, especially since Cam Newton was around, and when Jordan Gross retired, it was bad. It has been bad.
It changed after Gross retired.
Exactly. And so since then, since Jordan Gross retired, which he retired in what year he retired? I just had his daggone Wikipedia up. It was what, 2012,
13?
13, something like that?
Yeah.
Yo, since then, bro, it's been awful. It's been awful, bro. It's been awful. 2013 was when he retired. And guess what, Dave? When he retired, he was a damn Pro Bowler, B. This last year, he played well all the way up into the end, B. And so we haven't seen that kind of play around here since. And it's frustrating because and yes, we did it. We did it in 2015. That's because we had an exceptional quarterback. We had a quarterback that played absolutely out of his mind. Okay. That is an anomaly. That doesn't happen very often. Okay. That's different. He made up for a lot of mistakes on that offensive line. He made that offensive line look way better than what it was. And unless Sam Darnold's going to come out and completely flip the switch, then maybe. I think this is one of those things. It's just me talking. But for me, I think it's one of those things that they are leaning a little bit on Sam Darnold's mobility and leaning a little bit more on the scheme. And is that enough? Is Sam Darnold's mobility enough to overcome the offensive line? And I think they think so, but in reality, is it? And I think that's the question. That's my option. That's my opinion. How am I not making any sense, bro? I make perfect sense. You just not understanding. Don't put your lack of understanding on me, bro. Because I make perfect sense. I know what I'm talking about. I've been around, been in this game for a long time. I know what I'm talking about, bro.
I'll tell you what, man. They are 89 J Studs, you're right, man. Rule thinks he can coach everybody up. He thinks he can coach Sam Darnold up, and damn it, I hope he can. He's putting his job's on the line on this, bro. He's not gonna get an opportunity to get a third quarterback. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all that right now. Let me just clear the air for you guys. If you guys are rooting for Sam Darnold to succeed, that means you're rooting for Matt Rule to succeed, which is the beautiful thing. If you guys are rooting for Sam Darnold to fail, that means y'all want Matt Rule out of here because believe you me, if he fails, he ain't lasting too long after that. He ain't gonna have the opportunity to get a third quarterback. It's not happening. Maybe if Darnold retires, but that ain't gonna happen. Because they talked about that in the video too when they traded for Darnold. Talked about his age and the quarterbacks that are available in the draft and how close the age he is. And this guy's got 3 years NFL experience.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't even. Oh yeah, it is, bro. Let Sam Darnold try it out 4 and 13, and you let me know whether or not Matt Rule's gonna have his job.
Yeah, I think it's levels, bro. If it's bad, I don't know, bro.
Bro, if Sam Darnold walks out there and tries 4 and 13, be the 33rd worst quarterback in the NFL like he was last year, he trusts that out there with Carolina with all them weapons he got, with an all-pro running back, with that defense that should be significantly improved, he ain't gonna last that long.
Let me address this comment real quick because it's about effort. Effort. It's about you have to display some sort of effort. When Patrick Mahomes went out there and got killed in the Super Bowl, what did they do? Tell me what they did. Tell me what they did when Patrick Mahomes got killed in the Super Bowl. What they do?
They had a Carolina legend.
And then what did we do? What did we do versus what we did when Cam Newton constantly got killed? It's called effort. You have to display some sort of effort to fix the offensive line. That's what Carolina has not done. Now, I will give them credit.
Well, they did try. They tried.
They hold on. I'm talking about So I give them credit for attempting on Greg Little. I give them credit for that. Go back further than that. Go back further than that. When you convert a defensive end or defensive tackle to play left tackle and start, that's not effort. That's not effort. Okay? You have to display some sort of effort.
Yo, we had Cugzilla, Amini Silatolu. We have a lot of folks who we thought they was going to be our left tackle, right?
No, Amini was a guard.
They tried him at left tackle at one point.
Of course, again, that's my point. That is my point.
I think he played that in college, right?
The only left tackle, the only true left tackle we drafted early was Little. That's it. Hold on, I gotta take this call real quick.
All right. But yeah, man, the left tackle position, like they tried. I mean, but then again, you got to think about how they tried. Like when they signed Matt Khalil, that was a mistake. I hated that from the gate. I got rants on the show talking about that one. Look, Jim, like I said, man, I know a lot of folks didn't agree with me when I said that, but that's just the way it was. It's just how I saw it. Because even then I didn't know whether or not that Sewell was going to fall, and he didn't. We don't know if all the second round tackles going to be good, man. That's not accurate. We don't know that. We're assuming all those guys ain't panning out. But I understand Rashad's concern. We got to start drafting a little bit higher. I think the concern is going to be if Trent Scott doesn't win the job. No, the Matt G. I think the issue with me is that you've invested, like you get hired. The decision was made to let Cam walk. You bring in Teddy Bridgewater. That didn't work out. So you moved off from Teddy Bridgewater, and now you're about to walk in with Sam Darnold. And I think that, the NFL's a results league, man. So like he's gotta have some level of success there. Like you can't expect Rule to keep surviving all these quarterbacks. Like he can't. So like he's got to have a quarterback starting for more than 1 year. Like he can't go into next season saying, "All right, this ain't gonna work. We need another quarterback." I think at that point you gotta start considering, "All right, is this even the right fit at this point?" Federer's a new GM. Federer might want to go get his guy. So there's that. There's that factor too that nobody's really thinking about.
Yo, I'm reading the my bad, Dave. I'm reading the comments. Hey, listen, man. So Lee is saying he's tired of hearing me complain about the left tackle. Well, fix it, damn it. You should be as mad. You should be as mad as I am. I think where's your lack of concern for the left tackle? Do you know how Super Bowl teams are built, fam? Like where's the like? I'm surprised nobody's upset like me. That's my thing. And maybe it works out. And if it does, I'll be happy. I won't complain if it's fixed. If we finally fix it, you won't gotta hear me complain, bro.
I'm telling you, Matt, I'm back to the whole rule only have 1 year thing. I'm telling you, Matt G, you let that man.
We got a call, Dave.
All right, that's fine. This will be the last call because it's almost 12 o'clock.
Last call. Here we go.
Call from
704 bound.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
704 bound. What's good, brother?
Yo, what's good? Rashad and Dave, what's good?
Man, we
Good.
chilling, bro.
I'm assuming he can't hear me still. But
He probably can't hear you, but it's all good. Go ahead.
All right, now I want to just tap into about the camp. I want to start on Sam Darnold first. Just my first question. Are y'all fine with Sam Darnold just being, because to me, while the Panthers, I understand this guy got to get confidence, get some wins, but are y'all okay with Sam Darnold being a game manager with the weapons we have, or the Carolina Panthers try and develop this guy into a franchise quarterback? Because that's why he was drafted in the first round. Like you saying, the left tackle, those guys have been drafted in those top rounds.
I think, let me answer.
Just being managed with our weapons, like Teddy almost came here to do, or do we want to develop this guy to be our next real franchise quarterback?
Okay, Dave, go ahead. Dave is going to answer. You can't hear him, but go ahead. Go ahead, Dave.
I want him to develop. I do want him to develop into a franchise guy, but I think for the first year he's going to be nothing more than a game manager.
So Dave says he wants to develop him, but for the first year he's going to be nothing more than a game manager. And for me, man, I just listen. Game managers can take you far, and I said the same thing with Teddy Bridgewater. If he has the weapons around him, he has a good defense, he can be just average. We've seen it before. But what he can't be is bad. He can't be bad. Okay? And what we've seen from him is bad. Whether it's from you can blame the coaching staff, you can blame a lot of people, you can blame whoever. But what we've seen is bad. We need him to be at least average to above average. That's what we need him to be. So I'm cool with him being a game manager, but he cannot be bad. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense to me. That makes perfect sense. I'm going to say this too, because Sam, as part of his history, you cannot have turnovers, people, and win games.
Exactly.
You cannot turn the ball over there and expect to win games, because that's not going to happen, especially with a Tom in our division. I ain't really worried about the Saints. To me, the Saints is more of a Sean Payton. He's going to have to do what he got to do for that system. That's why people always thrive, because of that Sean Payton system.
Facts.
And then Atlanta, they kind of like us, but then they're going to get rid of Julio and do whatever they're going to do. But the Panthers already done beat the curve. We kind of hit the curve around them. We building up our team, and then hopefully Sam can turn out to be good. But this is what I don't want to happen for the Panthers. We keep building up our team, and we always got a question mark at the quarterback position. And like Dave said, eventually Matt Rule's seat is going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. And I'm going to throw this back in things.
It's already hot, guys. It's already hot.
Who is his quarterback in Oregon? Who is his quarterback in Temple? PJ Walker?
Yep. I said it.
He's never been around a real guy.
I've been saying that. That's the point I've been saying
for
a long time.
It's already hot.
Dave is saying his seat is already
hot, bro.
And I've been saying the same thing. Yo, Matt Rule has never been around an elite quarterback. Can he evaluate elite quarterbacks? We don't know. Can he develop Sam Darnold? I think the system is going to help him be better. I'm going to say that right now. Joe Brady's system is going to help him, because you don't have to make a lot of decisions. Somebody's going to be open. So he just got to hit the right person and not fumble it or not turn it over. So I do expect Sam Darnold to be average at worst. Okay, that's my expectation from him. He's going to be average. Now, can he take it to the next level by being above average to good? That's to be seen. But I think he's going to be good enough to not lose us games, if that makes sense. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion.
And Rashad, you are hitting on the nail with this Kansas City thing. They had a problem in the Super Bowl. They went and got the Ravens left tackle.
Fixed it.
They signed the Patriots guard. They even made a trade to go back in the second round and get Creed Humphreys. People
fixed it immediately. Ain't nobody. Everybody's saying that I'm crying about it. Ain't saying nothing about what the Chiefs did. I ain't hear not a peep. I ain't heard a peep. Ain't nobody say nothing about it. Tell me what the Chiefs did. When we get serious, and do what the Chiefs did, then that's when I'm be happy because they fixed their line immediately.
Real quick.
That's what happens. But that's what happens when you pay a quarterback.
I mean, I understand seeing what the Panthers board was. I'm 30 in that too. How did y'all feel about? I'm guessing Justin Fields wasn't even really on our radar. But to me, that said that they had all their models in on Sam Darnold.
Yep. Now here's my thing.
Really on their board.
Now the thing is, man,
I mean, not the camp. Seeing what the video showed.
So my thing is
honestly,
this.
I think KB said, like he said, Sewell was up there, and Sewell came before us, and they picked the next best player who they had.
Yeah. So Dave wants to respond. Go ahead. I know
here's
you can't
my
hear.
thing. The thing about Mahomes is $50 million a year. You're protected $50 million a year. And with regards to Fields, as soon as they got Darnold, that was it. That was it. That just confirmed it. They were going after Watson. They obviously wanted somebody with NFL experience as a starter. They went after Watson. They went after Stafford. Then they went for Darnold.
So yeah. He's saying we went after Darnold. I think, and Dave's been on this for a long time. Dave's been saying, once we got Darnold, it was a wrap. And that was what it was with Fields. And I think he was right on that. They wanted Darnold the whole time. And once they got him, Fields was pretty much off the board. And it's debatable whether his name was on the board. We've seen the picture floating around. It's debatable whether that says Fields or Farley. We don't know for sure. But the bottom line is that Fields was not really on the radar.
I'm gonna just say this too real quick. I think of course Sam was their guy, but I believe they was interested in Trey Lance, but 49ers got him.
Yeah,
that's what I kind of believe.
They had already assumed that he was going to be gone too.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, picked in the top 3.
So yeah.
But y'all keep doing y'all thing. I keep supporting and watching. I just wanted to come in and ask a few questions, and that's all.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate the call, bro.
No, always.
Yep. All right. So yeah, I'm just saying, bro. Listen, and they're saying, they want to go to the Chiefs because they're a winner. Isn't that what y'all want?
No. But stop right there. When you trade for somebody or you draft somebody, you don't get the freaking pick where you go.
That's a fact. They traded for your boy. They traded for him. That's a good point, Dave. They went out and traded for him. And didn't give up much. They didn't give up much to get him.
What player was it that asked for a trade to go to a team and then asked for a trade where he didn't want to go and ended up trading him to the team that he didn't want to go to because he demanded a trade? I can't remember what it was. It was somebody recently too, a few years ago. But either way, the point is that these players don't get to pick where they go. Like Julio Jones wants to go. Julio Jones, for an Atlanta example, Julio Jones wants to go to New England or Tennessee. It doesn't mean that they're going to trade him there.
Facts. So yeah, man. Listen, all I'm saying is I want our offensive line fixed, and whether the answer's on the roster or not, we're gonna find out. And I do think the scheme helps. I've been saying that too. Joe Brady's scheme, they're moving the guys around. He thinks he can get it done, but at the end of the day, at LSU, they pretty had a damn good offense. They had the best offensive line in the country that year. So all I'm saying is this, bro. You're not going to get very far in this league without an offensive line. And I'm starting to question how long y'all been watching the Panthers. If y'all not frustrated like I am, did you see what Cam Newton had, bro? I don't understand how y'all just cool with this, and just expect it to work out.
They didn't. I'm a little cynical. They didn't notice it. They didn't notice it, but we got to clap the close soon, man. But they didn't notice it because they didn't notice it because Cam masked a lot of it. He hit a lot of it, like all his rushing yards, his decision making. He made some quick decisions at times, so he hit a lot of the flaws of the line because he was a running quarterback. Period. So,
facts. I agree with Caleb. Listen, hopefully it works out, bro. And if the answer's on the roster, I'm willing to eat all the crow in the world, bro. I'll eat crow. But if this offensive line is bad, I don't want to hear no complaining because I've been saying I'm going to rub it in y'all face and I'm going to keep complaining that it's been bad. And I have no problem eating crow, bro. If it's bad, if it's good, fixed, cool. But if it ain't, Just saying. This facts. Shout out to Jameek. This is fact. I've been saying this for a long time, and it hasn't been fixed. It hasn't been fixed since Jordan Gross retired in 2013, and y'all just cool with it. That ain't me, bro. I'm gonna be vocal about it. Sorry. That's just me. But hey, y'all thought, and listen, and real quick, I want to answer this question. But Dave, do you think our offensive line has improved since last year? Do you think last year's offensive line is better?
No. I think it's better, but we still don't have a left tackle.
I think it's a lateral move, Dave. I don't think we improved at all. I think it's the same.
I think it's better at the guard. It has the potential to be better at the guard position. And we're fine. And right tackle's the same, center's the same, but I think we have a plan at center after Paradis. But we still haven't fixed the left tackle situation. You can argue that the left tackle situation has gotten worse. But then again, it might be about the same. If we start Trenton Scott, I mean, Okun was better than anybody we got right now.
Facts.
Okun had injury problems.
When healthy, he was solid.
Yeah. So it's about the same. Like, so, you know, maybe you hope that Brady Christensen pans out as a left tackle, but I just don't think that's going to happen this year. But I think the guard is going to improve.
So just to answer this, just to address this, we've been to the playoffs 2015, 2017. That's after Jordan Gross retired. Again, 2015 was an anomaly year. Cam Newton was playing out of his mind. Again, 2017, Cam Newton is not walking through that door.
And we went to the playoffs in 13 and 14 too without it. But it doesn't change the fact that we didn't get as far as the playoffs as we could have in 13 and 14. 17 didn't win a game. In 2015, Cam played the season of his life. Of the best year he's ever had. Dude played MVP level. And I think people are failing to realize that. But yeah, he never had a good line throughout that entire run. But it doesn't change the fact that, by the way, our new owner, our new big cat, David Tepper, he don't know what the playoffs look like because he hasn't been there yet since he took over the team.
That's what I've been saying. He has zero awareness of what we've been going through as a fan base. Like, it's frustrating. It's frustrating, man. And again, like I said, I will eat crow. I have no problem coming up here and being like, yo, this was the perfect plan. They came out and they wanted to move Moton to left tackle and they play somebody else at right tackle and it works out. Awesome. But if Cam Irving rolls out there week 1 and Sam Darnold's getting killed, y'all gonna hear me complain, bro. So it is what it is. It is what it is, man. All right. Exactly this. This is exactly it.
We might have won a couple Super Bowls, man.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's all I'm saying.
But all right.
The line was not good.
No, it wasn't.
2015.
No, it was not.
It was not good.
No, it was not. I think you need to go back and look.
Go back and
look at them starters.
Do I need to pull it up again, Dave?
I ain't got time. I got a child to pick up. I ain't got time for this shit. They want to deal with it on Monday. We can deal with it on Monday.
All right. Y'all got it. Hey, so I'm just gonna say this. Go back and look at the offensive line study we did. Go back and look at it. We've broken down every line since PFF has been invented, and they broke it down. We broke down the grades. It's not pretty, man. I'm just telling y'all, it's not pretty, bro.
You can say that 15 might have had the best line during the Cam era, but even then, that's debatable because you can.
No.
What about 2011 and 2012?
No. Yeah, the best year for Cam from an offensive line perspective was 2012. That was the best line.
There you go.
So we've done the study already. No need to. We've done it. We've been there. We beat that horse. It's dead. But it is what it is.
It keeps hopping up though after we think it's dead. Like,
it does keep hopping up, bro.
Jump, like it just does a little hop.
We gotta. The heart's still beating.
Yo, that joint does the occasional heartbeat. Cam got destroyed. Now, granted, it was Denver. Like Denver's defense was different that year, bro.
It was different.
That Denver defense was different. And I said that season, I said, they don't need Peyton to be all pro for this one. Because if that defense keep playing like that, they're going to be in the bowl. And that's exactly where they were.
All right. So, all right, Dave's got to run. I got to run. We getting out of here, man. This was fun. Dave is going to check y'all out on Monday. Again, if you're new here, you haven't been watching, we go live every single Monday, 8:30. And Dave is going to hold it down. I am going on vacation for real this time, and watch all kind of news break, because when I go on vacation, news tends to break. This time, Dave's going to hold it down. Even if some news break, I got to put the phone down, put the laptop away. I got to check out this time. So Dave's got it. And I will be back the Monday after next. And yeah, so Dave going to hold it down, man. That being said, we're getting up out of here. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, get these comments. Let me know what's good. We out.
Peace, guys.